Welcome everybody to the Midfield podcast, episode 3. Today we're going to talk about a couple things. Copa America final, Euro final, they're over. It's kind of sad. We're also going to touch on a topic that we think is really important here at the Midfield podcast. So stay tuned. What's up, guys?
What's up, man?
Doing?
How are you?
Pretty well, man.
Good, I'm good.
Kind of sad that the both Copa America and the Euro Cup are over. You know, it was a breakfast, lunch, and dinner type thing almost every day of soccer, but now it's over. I think both of them. I like both of them. Both of the cups. They were really fun to watch.
I think it was one of the best summers for soccer I've ever experienced in my life.
It was fun. It was really fun.
It was amazing.
I remember the first day of the Euro Cup. I remember realizing it was like, oh my gosh, there's soccer every day. Every day
for a month. For a whole month.
I was so excited. But yeah, what did you guys think of the Copa America final?
I thought it was kind of boring, honestly. Is it just me?
It was.
I didn't feel like there was too much action.
It was a little slow.
So it was different. The game was very different. Both teams had a lot on the line, and it was more like what I saw from both teams. It was desperation to win the game, and it kind of got a little dirty, like messy, like no pun intended, but it got a lot of messy. There was a lot of fouls. There wasn't a lot of soccer going on, and it was very aggressive. It was very aggressive, and when you compare it to the Euro final, it was completely different, and it was very aggressive.
For me, I think it was a lot of stopping the game. If the game would have had a more of a flow to it, it probably would have been more of a back and forth. But then again, Argentina got that goal and decided, they're not gonna score on us. We're gonna, close up shop and they're gonna try to beat us. And then you get the theatrics by Neymar trying to buy fouls close to the box or in the box, which kind of like took them out of a rhythm sort of thing because he kept them stopping and looking for that foul. But yeah, it was. I think Argentina did what they had to do. They scored that goal early and dropped back, and then in the second half, right towards the end of the game, we saw Brazil get it going, and you thought they could tie it, but hey, Argentina did a great job.
Even
Brazil, you gotta give them a hand.
Yeah, Argentina did it. I was disappointed in the sense of Argentina stopped playing, like stopped going for a second goal after they got the first one, and then the rest of the game was just pretty much Brazil trying to tie it up. Even to the point, like towards the end, Brazil stopped. Even Neymar stopped kind of flopping. He was going. People were grabbing him. He wasn't flying. Like he was trying. Like really. Like you could tell the desperation. I mean, I felt for both teams. Like they were just trying to win it. No matter how dirty or clean it was, they were just trying to win it.
Yeah.
And I fell for it. I mean, Argentina hasn't won in such a long time, and this is Messi's biggest trophy. I mean, finally with Argentina. So, I mean, props to them. I mean, they got the job done.
And congratulations to Messi, finally, right?
Yeah, Messi got it.
Hooray! Yeah, hooray! Who do you think stood out for you guys? Who do you think stood out for you in the game on Saturday?
For me, definitely, like I said in the previous episode, Di Maria. I noticed I didn't really watch a lot of Argentina games, but when he played against Colombia, I noticed this big shift when Di Maria came on. And I mentioned, I was like, the coach needs to start Di Maria next game, and he did.
You did say that, I remember.
He scored the opening goal. I mean, I'm a Di Maria fan. I love Di Maria. He did really well with Real Madrid. So
I love how he shifts. I would also say Di Maria real quick, just because I think he did shift the energy at the beginning and obviously scored the goal. Without him, there probably would have been a goal, and it would have been 0-0 going all the way to
going to penalties.
Penalties again, maybe. But another one I would have to say that impressed me a lot is the goalie. The Argentina goalie, he stepped it up when they needed him,
he was almost
there,
the,
and
the captain. Like he transitioned
it seemed
to the
like
captain role. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's just the more outspoken one, besides Otamendi or whoever else. You know, I know the captain. The armband is around Messi's arm, but you know, he seems to be the more outspoken one. But
yeah, it was,
he really impressed me with his skills, and like he was, especially I guess in the game before with Colombia, like he
won them the penalties. Yeah, he won them the penalties.
Pretty much, yeah.
And in the previous podcast, we mentioned how like if Messi had a supporting cast, he like in previous games he really did it, and he would just take on the whole game on his own. But this last game, Messi had a supporting cast to the point where Messi didn't really do much, and his teammates pretty much helped him out, and that's why they won.
Yeah.
I think.
What do you think?
Speaking of a supporting cast, I think Rodrigo de Paul. I think he stepped up. I think he was strong when he needed to be in the midfield, and he gave that long pass to Di Maria.
Beautiful.
And I think he was bossing. He was bossing the midfield. We spoke about that last time about who's going to control the mid. We definitely thought Brazil had the stronger mid, but I don't know. For me, when Fred was in there, there was like a short circuit between them. Something was going on where they couldn't go forward. But the ball was great. I think Otamendi was also great. Strong guy, you know what I mean? That one time where like Neymar threw himself and then he just picked him up right back up.
Yeah, you know I saw that. I was like, what?
It's like okay, they came to play. But I think that supporting cast that Messi had, I think that's what helped him get over that hump. And hey, we're happy for him, you know. He finally got his trophy.
What about Brazil now? Like where does Brazil go from here with Neymar, and what do you guys think?
Man, I hope. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think they have to somewhat rebuild. I would say rebuild the midfield. I mean, they have a good. Hey. they have a good base with Casemiro there. But I think it all kind of starts from the midfield and kind of stems out, obviously, and I think really get some scorers out there, because I don't see them really making that much, you know. Like, I mean, you have Neymar, but I don't see them scoring too many goals, and I just want to see that flair again.
Yeah. Right. I wonder how much they miss Gabriel de Jesus. You know, Gabriel Jesus. I know that he's a number 9, so he probably gets more of attention also between, and allows Neymar to operate behind that. But I don't know, man. I don't know. There's something going on in Brazil where they can't put tournaments together. It feels like, right when they're about to get it going, something happens and they get bounced. But I think there may be some players there who are not for that level yet, and there may be, they have to keep finding that out. I know some of the subs that he did on Saturday were kind of iffy. Like, you bring Vinicius in, and he didn't do anything really.
Oh my God, Vinicius!
He gave one pass. Like, you can't do that. You can't waste. Yeah. You can't waste that. Knowing that there's other players who are, Brazilian players who, step up and probably do better. But I mean, we're hoping, let's hope Brazil gets back to it. Hope they get it right, because the World Cup's coming up.
Yeah, they definitely need to rebuild. So as far as I know, we congratulated Messi now. Do you think he wins the Ballon d'Oro now that he won his big major tournament that he's been waiting for?
What do you think? I'm
gonna say no. I'm sorry. I don't think the Ballon d'Or should weigh only on a summer tournament. Mm-hmm. It's what you did throughout the whole year. And Barca underwhelmed in Champions. They were in they were in it in La Liga, but
they didn't win La Liga.
What do they do in Champions?
My feeling is
they won Copa del Rey, but does that have enough weight to win a Ballon d'Oro?
No, and that was
I don't think so.
That was the Copa del Rey of last year, though, the one that got canceled, wasn't it? Anyways,
I'm not sure.
No, but they played it
they
recently, like the most recent is what I mean.
I think so. Something I forget what it was, but
they won
anyway. I think Messi was overdue this tournament. I feel like he should have won this tournament 3 times, and I don't think just because he won this, he deserves to have the Ballon d'Or. I think there's a lot of different players that deserve it. But no, I don't think he should win it this year. Definitely.
And that's a whole other conversation for another episode, right?
Yeah, I don't even think Cristiano.
A whole episode dedicated to Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or.
That is. Let's move on to the Euro Cup final. What did you guys think about the game, the final between England and Italy?
That was incredible. That was a really good final for me. I had a lot of fun on that one.
Yeah, they opened it right from the get-go with that goal. Was 2 minutes in?
That was
a beautiful
screamer.
Goal.
It was a screamer. Yeah,
beautiful goal from the pass before the goal from Harry Kane.
Right.
That was a beautiful. Like the ball did not leave the ground. It was just like it was so beautiful.
Yeah,
I love that.
It was really nice.
Yeah,
I mean, I was just super excited. Like I thought both teams played great, aggressive, and obviously going down to the wire, very last penalty. You miss it, and that's how Italy wins. I think that for me it was exciting. I was off on the edge of my seat the whole time.
What do you guys think happened with England? Did they just not like after they made that first goal? Were there missed chances or?
I think Italy. No, I think Italy made the right moves. I know once Immobile came out in the second half, they looked better because the England defenders didn't have that guy to focus on, so they were kind of all out of place. And I saw that a lot. But yeah, I saw Italy made good changes, tactical changes in order for them to get back into the game. And then you have Chiellini and Bonucci in the back, and
what a pair.
They're a force.
Yeah.
So I think they made the right tactical changes to win the game.
I think so too.
I agree with you on that one.
Who do you think was player of the tournament?
Oof. I want to give it to a goalie. Yeah, I think Italy goalie Donnarumma. I think he did pretty well.
Yeah, I would have to give it to Donnarumma as well. Like he was so clutch. He was super clutch.
He was clutch. To me, I think shout out to the Italian coach. He knew. He just knew everything from the get-go. The subs that he did, the plays that he did, it was just. I think he's the real MVP. He literally rebuilt the whole team. I think that's what Brazil needs to do is get a coach like that and rebuild the whole team. So, yeah.
And I want to go back and touch on that pair, the defensive pair that Italy has, Chiellini and Bonucci. I feel like they finally get their break and finally get to win a big trophy together. I mean, they've been there in Champions and they can't get over that hump. It's either running into Messi or running into Zidane Madrid. You know what I mean? And it's always that. But them two together, man, they complement each other, and they're a force. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
that goal that they scored was all about willpower. You know what I mean? Like and follow through,
not giving up. Yeah.
And they looked like they were having so much fun the whole tournament. Remember?
Yeah, the whole tournament. I saw that too. I saw that.
They were having so much fun. I mean,
which is great. I mean, that's how you want it to be, right?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, but
and one thing I like about them also is like, I feel like they're very stoic, right? Like maybe before the game, Chiellini was a clown, right? He was messing around with Alba or, like just being funny. But like when they're playing, like they're stoic. They're like
it's all business.
Composed. Like it's all business. Like, but they don't crack under pressure. Is what I saw the whole time. Like, there was nothing that would make them crack, and that's exactly what you need in a pair of center backs.
Yeah, and speaking of pressure, I mean, that penalty, the penalty kicks, that was pressure to 1,000. Just turn it up.
Pressure. I would say it was probably the England coach. What's his name again?
Southgate.
Southgate. I think he probably made a couple mistakes sending in really young lads out there to make those penalty kicks. I mean, it's a high pressure game. England was in the final in a tournament they haven't won in a million years. Like it's a really high pressure. And I personally, I don't like when coaches bring in players just to take penalties. They weren't part of the game. They weren't part of that atmosphere in the field the entire game. And
they're not warmed up.
They're not warmed up. And there's a mentality behind it. And once you do that, it's a big disservice to the player and the whole team. You have to send in players who've been there the whole time and veterans who are used to this kind of thing. I mean, but
you had so many players out there like Grealish. You had Sterling that could have taken one.
Sterling didn't take one. I was just what?
Right. Yeah, it was a weird decision.
Yeah, I think. I mean, we don't really know who picked the penalty kickers. You know what I mean? We don't, because sometimes you get the stories where players get to pick whoever kicks. Sometimes it's the coaching staff. But I think, I mean, pressure wise, they stepped up. You know what I mean? It takes balls to go up there and try to kick a penalty kick in a final,
especially in a final. Yeah.
It's like
I don't think you can criticize any of them, especially the young ones.
No,
and it's not like they skied it. It wasn't like a complete miss. The goalie made a save. The other one hit the post.
That's true.
Just tough luck.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah. It was just the luck. Yeah, it was tough luck, and I mean, it was tough luck.
Yeah. Moving on to, I guess, one of the more serious topics.
Based on that,
I don't know if you guys heard that there was backlash toward the players that missed.
The miss.
Yeah,
I was just gonna say
there were racist comments that were said toward like Rashford, Sancho, and Saka, and they were directed towards them, and it's obviously something that we believe that should not be.
Obviously, we stand
in football, right? In soccer, it's here at the Midfield podcast. We stand with those players and completely against, racism and prejudice in football. It's something that doesn't belong there. It should completely be eradicated from the game that we love so much, right? Do you guys have anything to say about that?
I was just gonna say we've seen it. It's been around in football for a long time. Different players have reacted differently towards it. I remember the incident with Dani Alves when somebody threw a banana on the field. He picked it up and he ate it and he spit it out, or he ate it completely. I forget what he did.
Yeah.
But that was in Spain, and I mean, it just goes to show you why the whole tournament players started kneeling, and it's just there's still injustices going on in the world, and they were trying to bring awareness to that, and it just brings up the whole conversation again. The English players were just playing a soccer game, and they were just trying to do their best. That literally they were trying to do their best, and they couldn't. They just got unlucky and they missed. And then unfortunately, people go after their skin color, where they come from, and all that stuff. And that there's no place for that in football. They were trying their best and
to represent their country first of all,
represent their country and it's sad. But I mean, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's sad. It's sad for me because you have a guy like Saka who is I think he's 18 years old.
19.
Taking a big responsibility and kicking the final, the final penalty in front of your home crowd. For me, I think it's sad because Saka. Well, it's not sad. I think Saka is, he had courage and went out there and tried to kick the game time penalty. It doesn't matter what it was, but it sucks because he's out there 18 years old being courageous to do that. And someone behind the computer or behind your phone, why would you have to do that? There's no place for that at all. And I think federations should take more action onto this. I think there should be stricter bans against people who do that.
Absolutely.
Because it should be no place at all here. Not at all. Anywhere.
No.
Especially not anywhere. Yeah.
Nowhere. No.
Anywhere, yeah, exactly. Not just football, not just basketball, anywhere.
Anywhere.
Right. No and it's be anywhere.
And it's sad to see the reactions that they got, because when I was watching the penalty kicks and I noticed that those players missed, I instantly was just like, they're gonna get racist comments and all that stuff. And it's so sad to like that we have to go there to think about that in a final. And it was true. They got attacked, and there's no place for that. It's at the end of the day, it's just a game. Yes, there's a lot of emotions behind it. Everyone gets emotional. You want your team to win, but at the end of the day, it's just a game, and you can't attack a person's skin color or where they come from just because they missed a penalty.
Yeah. Ultimately, like Chava was saying, I think it's like, it just has to be completely erased from football. I mean, you have to go after those people that are causing that, whatever fees, whatever bans, whatever it takes to put a stop to that completely. Because, I mean, it has to stop.
Yeah. No place. All right, guys, that was episode 3 of the Midfield podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and follow us on Instagram at Midfield Podcast, and on Twitter at the Midfield Podcast. And just stay tuned for weekly episodes. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Peace. Bye, guys. See you later.